Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. I'm Steve Richards with Motor Trend Certified, driven by EasyCare, and thanks to F&I Fuel for allowing me to have a few minutes with you this morning. Last week I talked about stupid questions, and I got a lot of feedback. Most of the feedback came from the YouTube where I posted it. And the feedback basically asked, well, if those are stupid questions, how do I determine how much cash the customer has? How do I clue the customer in as to what their trade is worth if I don't ask them what they think it's worth? Well, let's take the trade first. You know, um, the definition of a stupid question is a question where there is no correct answer. When you ask a customer what they think their trade's worth, there is no correct answer because they don't know. As I pointed out last week, your used car managers are best guessing it in most cases. And they're professionals and using a ton of data at their disposal. So how do you handle the trade? Well, you need to educate your customer. An early active trade walk is the best way to do it, and I'm not talking about the outdated Neanderthal silent trade walk, which people still are teaching, which is beyond imagination. It lost its effect in about 1994, which is only 26 years ago. You need to let the customer know that the market determines the value of a trade-in. It's not a used car manager. Yeah, I know your used car manager puts a number on it, but the used car manager is basically searching the market data to determine what the vehicle is worth and then factoring in the condition. So you need to let the customer know it's the market, not your used car manager, that determines the value of a vehicle. You also need to know that the used car manager is using much of the same data they could find, whether it be KBB, NADA, Black Book, Mannheim auction reports. That's where the market data comes from. And you also need to make sure, and this is where the early active trade walk comes in, you need to make sure they understand things like dings, dents, scratches, missing keys, mismatched tires, cracks or cracks in the glass, um, uh, body repairs, and interior issues. All those affect the value of the trade-in. So, what are you going to do? Well, you need to educate the customer. You need to educate the customer without trashing their vehicle, which gets back to conducting an effective early active trade walk. And if you don't know how to do one of those, you are already behind the curve. However, there is help out there. All right, so that's when it comes to trading. Don't ask the customer what they think it's worth. They don't know, okay? If they have any data at all, it's probably bad data. Now, how about money down? I mean, it kills me that in 2020, salespeople are still saying, how much money do you want to put down? Do you want to put down any money? Those are really stupid questions, and you're going to get a stupid answer. There's a better way to do it. You need to lead the customer. Look, the salesperson's a professional, or if you're a finance manager, you're the professional. Lead the customer. Start off by saying, look, most of our customers on a vehicle in this price range would like to put down 20 to 25%. Let's say we're looking at a $40,000 vehicle. In that particular case, that's going to be $8,000 to $9,000. Did you plan on putting down that amount or another amount? Well, chances are the answer is going to be another amount. Okay? And then you follow very quickly with it. Can I share with you why people want to put down that kind of money? Then, by the way, we're going to do it your way. I throw in, we're going to do it your way, because you don't know how much money the customer has to put down. It might be 10,000, it might be 10 cents. What you don't want to do is create an unspoken objection by selling cash so hard that the customer feels they can't buy at your store because of the required amount of cash down. So I always caveat what I'm about to do next with, by the way, we're always going to do it your way. But then you need to give them reason to put down cash. And there's some very, very good reasons. Number one, the more money you put down, the smaller the balance to finance, which is sort of the key to your financial freedom. Because the smaller the balance to finance, that potentially lowers your monthly payment. And unless you're looking for high payments, and most people aren't, you'll want to put as much money down as you can in order to get the lowest payment. Now, you also are going to reduce the finance charges, as long as it's not a 0% loan. And I know there's a lot of 0% loans out there right now. But the smaller the balance to finance, and again, this is whether you borrow the money from your Aunt Judy or Ford Motor Credit or your local bank, credit union. Doesn't matter. The smaller the amount of money you borrow, the fewer the finance charges. You also have, which by the way is a money-saving aspect when most customers are looking to save money. You need to show them another way to do it other than grinding you on the price. Um, and another benefit of putting cash down, I laugh because, never mind. Another potential advantage of cash down is the potential to shorten the term. When you shorten the term, you further reduce the finance charges regardless of where you borrow the money. Again, given that it's not a 0% loan. When you lower the balance to finance and you shorten the term, you are also erasing the depreciation factor faster, which gives the customer the freedom to trade sooner if they so desire. I mean, look, every single day in every single store I work with, somebody comes in excited about buying a car. The store is obviously excited about selling a car, and 2 hours later the customer leaves disappointed and the dealership is frustrated because they could not buy based on negative equity. Most negative equity is determined or is created by financing it too long, putting down too little money. So we're going to reduce the balance to finance. We're going to potentially lower the payment. We're going to reduce the finance charges, which saves your customer money. You got the potential to shorten the term, which saves them more money. You're going to erase the depreciation factor, which gives them the freedom to trade or sell sooner. And lastly, the customer gets to the dream payment faster. What's the dream payment? That's no payment at all, meaning they pay it off quicker, which also puts them back in the market faster, which is good for you. So don't ask a customer what their trade's worth. That's a stupid question. Do it professionally. Let them know how a trade value is determined. Don't ask them if they want to put any money down. Give them 7 or 8 good reasons to put money down and then accept whatever they have. This is Steve Richards, Motor Trend Certified. Thank you, F&I Fuel. All the best to each of you. Have a great day.